We had her on the show. I had her on the morning show recently, and she wrote her book, her autobiography that's out right now. Let's talk about Pep. And Tretch actually used to really, go in. Like, he beat her up really badly on a couple of different occasions. Now, I noticed on the blogs, people are very rude when addressing a situation like that. Like, it's her fault or she's,
Because it's the way society... It has gone from being people knocking. Back in the days, if there's a situation at home, police used to knock on the door and say, "Okay, y'all calm it down. You take a walk and come back." So right now, at this point, it's just how society. People feel like, oh, well, you shouldn't have stayed. People are in whatever situations they're in. Some women for financial hold, because even if they're the breadwinner, the men take their money. Some people because of their children. And doing work with women and their children in domestic violence, they're going to the shelter, for example. And the court still allows this man to have unsupervised visitation rights of their children in common. So the kids go with him, come back to the shelter, and they're so angry. It's your fault. I hate you, you bitch. So now you have your child who's standing this high over you at 17, 16, who had to go move to another borough, who's angry at you. So women just say, you know what, fuck it. I'll just go back. And the rate of young girls now is starting from 12 years old in the public school. And it's, I think he just likes you, is what they tell you and tell the girls in school.
Anytime somebody even raises their voice at me, I'm out. I'm not having that.
Yeah, how did you get the courage after you went through that to actually go to someone?
I guess when you're going through it all your life, seeing the hood is, my boyfriend, my baby daddy punched me in the eye. I can't go to the club with y'all tonight.
Right.
It's sad to say, but that's what it is. And everybody takes their own time to say enough is enough. So it's not that detective who works in the domestic violence task force to tell me, I think he just loves you, which they have told me. I don't think that he's going to kill. I think he just loves you. And so it's not your job. I don't care how many times you come to my house. Your job is what your job is. So everybody takes their own time. Some women, I have lost friends. I have lost a good friend of mine whose boyfriend killed her. I have a friend that's in jail right now doing 15 years for killing her boyfriend who was fucking her up.
Wow.
So we have no wins. Like, we go to court, and I'm trying to explain to them I can't find him. Nobody can find him to serve him this paper, but he can always find me. But they can't find him.
So are you haunted by him? Like, do you have dreams that he's gonna come?
No,
back
I had to come with terms with, I had a police tell me, protect yourself. I'm an officer telling you, see the white of somebody's eyes, take him down, because he's going to take you down. So I figure I rock with a gun charge, but I'll fight a gun charge. But at this point, is enough is enough. And I've dealt with women whose situations are, not saying more severe, no situation is worse than another, but I have women who been burnt 80% of their body. I've been working with women for the past 8.5 years.
Right.
Women of domestic violence and their children. I have seen a lot of women and worked with a lot of families who've lost their family members.
And what do you tell your children about it? If it's their
That's
father?
the hardest. That's the hardest thing. That's my only battle right now. Because I'm an adult. I can hide my inner scars. But when you have children that's in the home who, and people, black folks and Latinos think there's something wrong with therapy. That don't mean you're fucking crazy. When you sit around with your girlfriends drinking and talking shit about that nigga, that's a form of therapy.
I do that all the time.
So, like, my children they have to have therapy. I don't want my son to grow up to be a woman abuser. I don't want my daughter to grow up feeling like, this is okay, or vice versa. So it's hard. My children is who is taking more of a visible toll on.
Now I gotta ask you,
I grew up with my dad being abusive to my mom, and so like this whole issue is like, that's why I've been quiet, because I don't laugh about stuff like this. And if anything, like, I really don't do music for money, but that's like, women's issues, especially domestic violence, is very sensitive to me. So like, I just been listening to Queen's perspective, knowing what I witnessed at a young age, knowing what I know a lot of my dudes like grow up with. And a lot of the theories that they come up with in terms of like, bitch smack me, I'm smacking back. Like,
right.
I deadass have to sit and deal with knowing that if I get hit by a woman, I physically and spiritually don't have it in me to swing back.
Did you talk to your mom about it and ask her?
My mom used to take it like a G. Like, that's why we moved from Cleveland to New York.
Right.
So she dead to like, I'm out. Yeah, that ain't her. She from Queens. So she like, that shit ain't her. I'm out of here. fuck out of here.
And it's so hard because you don't ever want to call the cops on anyone.
That's the whole thing. So you don't want to
That's
call
what
the
you
cops,
do.
but you have to think about your children. That's in it. Because if the children see that, oh, you know, she doesn't even care enough
that's
to.
okay, and they'll
That's
accept it.
right. They'll accept it, and it's surprising because the chief of police in Westchester, his Donato, he's the chief of police, and his testimony is so he grew up in a household. His father was extremely, abusive to the fifth power. So this proves to show society that it is a serious issue.